Good morning. I have a quick message. Can we talk about listening for a second? Something incredible happens when we talk less and listen more. When we are good friends with someone, or a parent to someone, or a wife to someone, or a husband to someone, when we're in a relationship with someone and we want the relationship to work, we have to know that 90% of it is about knowing how to listen. It's really important to know how to listen. You have to learn how to listen. It's something that I literally took a course on, learning how to listen, because you can have all the answers in the world, but answers are not necessarily important when you're in a relationship. What's important is the relationship. What's important is the connection in the relationship. What's important is that the other person feels like you care about them. That's what's important. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have the perfect solution right now, or if you're identifying with what they went through, so you want to share your own thing. They're telling you that they went through a broken engagement, and you're like, yeah, I also went through a broken engagement. I totally get it. That's not considered listening. Meaning, if you want to keep your relationship in a place of growth and connection and real love, and have that glue there, not just in the beginning phase, or have that with your kids and have them really want to come and share with you and tell you that what they went through or whatever, you got to know that it's not so much about what you say, it's more about how you listen. So basically, I'll just give you the lowdown on listening. Listening is making space for the other person. We all need to talk. We all need to share. We all need to process. We all need to get things off our heart. But how frustrating is it when we talk to someone and we share something that's vulnerable, or we share something that hurts, or we share something that's personal, right? And their response is, yeah, I know, I'm also going through a really hard time. It's also hard for me. So now it's like, who's there for who, right? So now I shared something, you replied by saying that. So now what happens now? So who listens to who, right? It's like, the idea is if you want the other person, if you care about the other person, and you want the other person to really do well in their life, to do well in the relationship with you, then make space for them. Even if you know exactly what they're going through, or you think you do, or you want to share your own experiences, don't. Listening means clearing your mind out completely of all the thoughts that you're thinking while they're talking to you, and just listening to the words that are coming out of their head and out of their mouth. Not having anything in your mind while they're talking, not have the perfect comeback, have the perfect answer, have the perfect formula, have the perfect solution. No. And not share what you're going through, even if it's similar to what they're going through, because right now it's their turn. It's their turn to share. It's their turn to unload. It's their turn to process their feelings. And you being a giver in that situation means listening without judging or without coming up with any kind of solution immediately. Just listening and allowing them. And while you're listening to them, when they stop speaking, don't cut them off. But when they stop speaking, get curious about what they're going through. Have a question. So you're saying that that whenever you're in this kind of a situation, you feel small. That's interesting. Do you know what about the situation makes you feel small? Meaning, ask them questions. Pick at their whatever they're sharing. Pick at it. Try to get more clarity. Not so much for you, but more for them. That will get their minds working, and they'll be like, "It's so interesting. I don't know. I never realized. I don't know why I'm always like that. Why that triggers me. Why that hurts me. It's so interesting. I never thought about it. You know what? I think it's because that always happens. So that's really an amazing place to be, as a friend, as a mother, as a father, as a teacher, as a spouse, as a child, to make space for the other person and listen to the other person. That's the biggest chesed that we could possibly do for anyone in our lives that we care about and that we love. Allow them space, care about their process, care about their whatever they're going through in their life, and ask questions that are relevant, that will allow them to further develop this feeling, or what they're experiencing, or why they're going through that. And if you don't have the right questions, then don't ask anything at all. It's better to just listen. And that's my little tidbit for this morning. So I hope you all use it, because it's really frustrating, and I'm feeling it all the time. Like, I feel like people really need to know how to listen, need to learn how to listen, give the other person space to just unload. It's not fun when people are talking at each other. I feel this, I feel this, I feel that, I feel that also. It's like, it's not going anywhere. It doesn't help anyone. And it also separates. Like, the person that unloads and was vulnerable is now in a place of, like, they're not even listening to me. They just want to share their thing, right? It doesn't really help them to hear you say, "Oh, I also." Not right away when they're sharing. Maybe at the end of the conversation, when they already unloaded, then you could say, "I went through something similar. It's interesting that you brought this up, and this is how I dealt with it," or "This is what I learned from it." Yeah. All right. I hope you all listen better. Have a great day.